the most common obstacles responsible for causing pharmacists to quit, and the antidotes that actually work so it never happens to you. If you could go back to the version of you 10 years ago, what would you say? If you had the ability to rewind back in time to a point in your life when you were stepping out into new territory, taking with you the knowledge and wisdom you have now, let's say being a pharmacist for the first time, and had 20 minutes to tell the younger version of you anything you wanted, what would you say? My name is Adam Martin, founder of the Fit Pharmacist and coach for pharmacists to become the best versions of themselves by owning their fire without sacrificing their wellness. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the ability to travel back in time, but I do have the ability to reflect personally on the last 10 years of my pharmacy career, identify the biggest barriers that I faced and my clients face over the years, and share something that I think is priceless. The most common obstacles responsible for causing pharmacists to quit, and the antidotes that actually work so it never happens to you. Because here's what I know. You will face adversity in your career. So anyone telling you it's going to be easy, sunshine, and rainbows once you graduate ain't know what's the real talk. And it's going to feel relentless at times. And if you want to have a long-lasting career, not like a good few months and then you burn out and go away, if you want to have a long-lasting career that's fulfilling, the only way to do that is to do one thing: become unstoppable. The definition of unstoppable is really simple, but we overcomplicate it, thinking it's something for other people or something that sounds good, but you can't really do. The definition of unstoppable is that you never stop. You keep going. You defy the odds and create innovative solutions along your journey, then share them to help others who face the same things on their own journey. That's literally why I created the Fit Pharmacist coaching company in the first place, leading to this podcast, so I could share what I've learned, what I've helped other people do with you, so you don't have to face the same struggles we did. To share what works so that you can literally become unstoppable. So without further ado, I'm about to kick off a mini-series that y'all are really gonna enjoy, because this is the real talk. They don't teach you this in pharmacy school. This is from the trenches. This is what really works. This is the struggles that we all face, but unfortunately not too many people are talking about. So I'm gonna bring that darkness to light so that you don't have to face it. You're gonna face it, but you don't have to stay there longer than you have to. I'm gonna specifically share 8 life antidotes for pharmacists that I wish I knew earlier in my life, and pull back the curtain for what really makes a difference. I know your time's limited, so instead of going through all these, I'm gonna give a mini deep dive and create a mini series with each episode addressing a common obstacle along with the effective antidote for each one. So here comes your first dose of real talk in this series, Fit Pharm Fam: how to improve your mood. Let's get this podcast popping.
I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. And today, we break through. And today, we break through. And today.
So here's a DM that I get all the time. Adam, I lost my motivation. I used to be so excited when I started as a pharmacist. Now I feel overwhelmed and uninspired. What do I do? The ultimate antidote to flip your script on your mood is so simple, y'all already know the answer. Can you guess what it is? Fit Pharmacist? Fitness! Exercise! Now, know this. It's simple, but simple don't mean easy. And y'all be knowing, because especially when nothing about being a pharmacist is easy. I mean, can I speak the truth real quick? There are 2 common reasons why most pharmacists who know exercise is such a cure-all but don't actually do it. There's 2 reasons that are barriers to fitting in exercise as a pharmacist. The first one is time. I don't have it and can't fit it in. And the second one is knowing what exercise is most effective. Here's the answer to both. The first barrier is time. And when it comes to having time, most people who try to get into working out but then fall off do one thing. They go ham. They get inspired, motivated. Maybe they saw or heard a podcast of some pharmacist that you might be familiar with, and then they get all pumped up. This is my year. This is my time. I'm going for this. They haven't worked out in months or maybe even years, but they've decided to do 3 workouts a day, starting now. So they go all in. Every day, they're pushing it. Full steam ahead for a week or 2 at the most. Then life happens. And trying to maintain that intensity, that inspiration that they had when they started, it tapers off. The intensity to do that every day, end on end, it becomes really difficult. So they take their foot off the gas. Then they realize that they aren't as pumped up or committed as they were when they started. So then what happens? They get discouraged. Then they fall back into the old habit of no exercise. Sound familiar? Here's a dose of truth that you need to know. Consistency trumps intensity every day of the week. So before you get all pumped up, set a realistic schedule that you can stick to based on where you currently are with your fitness goals. Consult a personal trainer, safety first, and schedule it ahead of time. Now, I'm not just saying like schedule it, like, oh, I'll do that later. No. This is serious. Literally, write in your calendar when you're going to work out, but make it specific. What time will you work out? 8 a.m., 8 p.m., before work, after work. How long? Will you be working out at 8 a.m. until 8:30 a.m.? If you work till 5 p.m. and you say you're going to start working out at 5 p.m., is that really realistic? Do we always leave on time? Or are you going to need some time to change, get to the gym, or go outside to the park or wherever that might be? So make it realistic. Schedule the day and time and duration for how long you're going to do it. The reason I'm harping on this is it's so important. This is a very important step not to skip, because here's another dose of truth. If you talk about something, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But when you schedule it, it's real. That's why you want to put it in your calendar. When you're going to do it, what you're going to do, and for how long. It sounds overly simple, but it literally works like magic because it allows you to follow through on your plan. Now, this isn't brain science. You know this works. But knowing and doing are 2 very different things. And I bet you know that too. The second barrier is knowing what to do or having the right plan. Because when it comes to knowing which exercise plan is best, the answer may blow your mind. The exercise plan that is best for you is not a cookie cutter routine from Instagram. It's actually a filter for you to use on an exercise plan that you choose. The filter is super simple and it has 3 components. So take your plan and see if it passes through this filter. Number 1, the exercise you choose, the plan, is one that you enjoy. Not one that worked well for your friend, not one your significant other loves, that you enjoy. Because you're the one that's going to be putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. You're the one that's going to have to get up early, stay late, make sacrifices to consistently stick with it. So make sure you enjoy it and you're not suffering to succeed. Number 2, it supports your specific wellness goals. And that can be weight loss, weight gain, maintaining where you are, or what other, just being outside in nature. We all have different goals and those goals change. So make sure the goals you pick are in fact your goals. Again, not someone else's, not what you think you're supposed to do, not what you think you should do. Quit shoulding all over yourself, for real. And now the third one, make sure that your plan is something you can realistically stick to. Because here's the thing, we have good intentions, we get motivated, that comes and goes. Make sure it's realistic for where you are now so that you can fit it in without feeling like it's such a struggle. Start small. Don't look at what other people are doing that are working out 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. If you can barely make a 10-minute walk 3 times a week, start there. As you go forward, that will change. But start where you are and build that habit to build that momentum. Because taking that filter, the reason that's important is everyone asks me, because quick view into my past, I'm a certified personal trainer through ACSM, lifetime drug-free bodybuilder. I've competed in 4 shows. Like, fitness is in my blood. It's part of this, my lifestyle. Bodybuilding, I love it. I never tell anyone to live that way. That's just my choice. But here's the thing. When people ask me these questions, Adam, you've got, I've been working out for 16 years consistently. The only times I miss are holidays when I can't break into the gym, and I'm not kidding. But for real, people ask me, Adam, what's the best plan? You've trained people, all the stuff. What's the best plan? Here's the answer. Use that filter, because here's something you need to hear. The best plan is not the best plan on paper, the one that looks good in the magazines, the one that has all the research and all this stuff, because if you can't do the plan won't do nothing for you. If you're not able to consistently work the plan will not work. So the answer is take that filter, and it should allow you to discern for yourself which plan you can stick to. Because the best plan is not the best plan on paper. It's the plan that you can stick to consistently. Because again, consistency trumps intensity every day of the week. Now, a few years ago, I wrote a book addressing the biggest barriers to practically implementing wellness into pharmacist life. Because I was told when I was a pharmacy student, this is a true story, I walked into my pharmacy when I was an intern with my meals packed. And the pharmacist did a double take and said, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my meals." And she started laughing. She says, "Enjoy your health now, because when you graduate, you can kiss that goodbye." And I thought, challenge accepted. And it wasn't easy, but I adapted to my environment. I made some choices. I made some changes to fit in what my goals were. So I went in with my goals, and I said, okay, what do I have to work with? And I got resourceful. And slowly, as time went on, as I was a pharmacist, I saw so many pharmacists that were so much more qualified than me, pharmacists that were just brilliant, and very slowly, over time, their health went to crap because they believed that there's no time. They believed that there's no way. They believed that it's just not possible to be healthy as a pharmacist. The environment didn't support it. You don't get lunch breaks. Nutrition's unhealthy. There's no way to be mindful at work. All this stuff. So I thought, if I've been doing this for years consistently, and I didn't even get into pharmacy school the first time I applied, and everyone else who I look up to as mentors is struggling, I've got to do something about this. So I decided to take what's working for myself, for my clients, and not give a cookie cutter plan, but condense the concepts and give you a deep dive into what actually works out there in the real world. So because here's the other thing I heard. I heard a lot of pharmacists that really want to get their wellness in check. They go and hire like a nutritionist or a dietitian. And they tell them things like, chew 30 times before you swallow each bite of food at lunch. Well, 1, that ain't gonna happen, yo. And 2, we don't get lunch breaks, so what you gonna do now? So these are the real talk strategies for how you're gonna pivot. So if you wanna take a deeper dive into the specific tactics and strategies on how to really make this work and not flip your life 180 to fit a plan, but take concepts that allows you to realistically adhere to what is important to you, I strongly encourage you to get a copy of this book. It's super simple. It's not a textbook. So if you were low-chi or no-chi like me, sorry, Rokai, but for real, that's just, if you want something that's implementable immediately and simple and actually works, go over to Amazon and look up the book RxU, The Pharmacist Survival Guide for Managing Stress and Fitting in Fitness. It's super quick. It's to the point for what you can do, even if you feel like you have no time to nail your nutrition, fit in fitness, and master your mindset. Because here's the real deal. You either master your mind or the mind will master you. It's doing the things you know you need to do when you don't feel like doing them that really builds your habits for success. Because if you stay committed through those times when you don't feel like doing it, you maintain the habit that you want to create. And if you maintain the habit, all you need is time to work that consistency factor. Then it becomes your lifestyle, and that is how you set a new standard. This book, RxU, shows you how, so go to Amazon right now and buy your copy today, because you've been struggling for too long and you don't deserve that. The results that you desire and deserve are literally written out for you. Not from theory, from someone that lives it day by day for close to a decade, along with literally the thousands of people that have got that book in over 10 countries now. It works in multiple languages too. So get a copy today. It seriously has helped so many lives, and I want you to be one of those people too. So there you have it for the first dose of Real Talk for how to improve your mood as a pharmacist. Because if you take what I said, and then we got to bring this in, I have to say it, pair that with the obvious disclaimer that this is not medical advice or in any way intended to replace medication or therapy, you're going to get some awesome traction. Because when you move your body, your mind will follow suit. That's using the tips in this episode, using what you learned is going to allow you to move in the right direction. And that direction is progress. For real, like, I know y'all are super busy. You might be listening to this on your way to work, maybe leaving work, maybe when you're on your walk because you're putting this into practice right now. And if that's the case, high five! I truly appreciate your time listening to this episode because I created the Fit Pharmacist community to be a space that didn't exist for you to learn what really works in your pursuit to dispense your full potential. This whole community, you, me, us, we are founded on a culture of progress, not perfection. And I welcome you with open arms of gratitude for being a part of our Fit Pharm fam. If you're not currently subscribed to the Fit Pharmacist podcast, this is where we broadcast the practical steps you can use to move the needle in your pharmacy career towards fulfillment in your life. So wherever you're listening from right now, if you're not subscribed, take 5 seconds, that's literally how long it takes, to go to your podcast platform, tap the subscribe button so you don't miss a single dose in this 8-part series. I ain't holding nothing back. I'm sharing what works, what's helped so many people on the antidotes to the things that are causing the majority of pharmacists who burn out to burn out, and I don't want you to be one of them. So thank you for listening, because I'm looking forward to sharing the next dose with you. So be the change you wish to see in pharmacy. It's not out there. It's not dependent on other people. You don't have to wait. It all starts with you. So own your fire and set a new standard. Shine bright like a beacon to dispense your full potential. God bless.